Welcome to Fruitful Friday. Today we are talking about kindness. So kindness is something that we've all encountered, we've all struggled with, and a lot of times we choose when we want to be kind. For example, you go to Walgreens, you see someone standing out there, you may give them $1 one day. Act of kindness. This is your local Walgreens. You go back a couple more days, same person. This day, you probably don't want to be too kind because you ain't really got it. You choose when you want to be kind sometimes. It really does take the power of God in us to actually choose kindness every day. But see, kindness shouldn't be an option. We are to model our lives like Christ. We are to embody kindness in our actions towards others, remembering the kindness that was shown to us when we didn't deserve it. Now, realistically, this is extremely hard to do in our own strength, especially if we don't feel like God has been kind to us. Ephesians 4:32 says, "Be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you." So that is another way of embodying kindness, to forgive people. Another hard thing to do in our own strength. Like, we know these things. This is no unfamiliar things to us. Like, we know that it's hard for us to do certain things with certain people in certain situations. Colossians 3:12. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. This is basically reiterating everything from Fruitful Fridays, the series in general. Now, a typical person would say God requires a lot from us, but God doesn't require any more from us than He required of Himself. And this also says that we have the ability to do this. If He's asking us to do it, if this is something He requires of us, it's something that we can actually do. In our own strength? No. With Him? Yes. So in our own strength, we are incapable. But with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26 says, "But Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible." We should be reliant upon God for everything, even things so small as an act of kindness, which we see as small when we're in the mood. But let it be that we have to be kind to someone who is causing complete havoc in our lives. Absolutely not, right? This is what we need God the most. To get outside of ourselves is to allow God in. It's not always easy choosing God. It's not always easy choosing kindness. This is why God wants us to rely on Him. In a relationship with God, we see ourselves. We see our true selves, and we have no choice but to be honest with ourselves and God, because you better know that you're going to be exposed for who you truly are and not who you proclaim to be. We oftentimes think that we are stronger than we truly are. And it takes a different type of thinking, a different mindset to follow God, to walk in His will. This is why I stress the importance of renewing your mind. You've heard me say this over and over again in almost every video. Renewing your mind. We don't naturally think in ways that we should. We need a supernatural power in order to walk in the will of God. And the more we lean into that, the better we become. But it's something that we have to want, right? It's something you have to want for yourself. Kindness is said to be mentioned 71 times throughout the scripture. This is saying to me, and should say to all of us, that God really expects this from us. This is something that He really requires from us. But acts of kindness actually really move on our hearts for real. Whether we acknowledge it or not, it feels good to be kind, and it feels even better to be treated kindly. Proverbs 11:7 says, "A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself." This says to me, you reap what you sow. And we all can attest to being rude, mean, bitter, and evil and getting nowhere. So be kind. How could you exercise kindness today? How could you be more mindful of how you are treating others? I say, thinking about the way that you would like to be treated. I hope that this blesses you. Have a good weekend. And until next time, stay blessed and be kind. Peace.